I freed a black man. We're just as corrupt as everyone else. I mean, I can look past him bombing a school and blowing up a load of schoolgirls. I would not put it past him if he's just nuked Belgium. If North Korea held a World Cup and it was a good World Cup, would forgive the total control camp. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to the Steel Show. Today's episode is we are dealing with something that you have to deal with when you are a football fan and the World Cup is on, is you get a lot of people who don't watch football who start watching the game and they're bemused by some of the goings on, by some of the craziness that happens. This happened the other night. I was at 2 a.m. London Bridge watching England give a heroic effort against Mexico. With my dad, we're out. It's now getting to near 4 a.m. We're stood there in this beer garden in one of the tensest games ever. And this girl behind us, who clearly had just come out for the spectacle of it, just wanted to talk to my dad about a shirt he had on while England were defending with 10 men against Mexico. And my dad had to go to her, I think you've really misjudged what's going on at the minute. She's just trying to talk to my dad. And we now get to see this on an international level, on a political level, where Donald Trump is finding out what a red card in football means, if we could tee this up.
He didn't do anything wrong, and he's our best player or one of our best players, a very vital player. And he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least. I said, boy, that's a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair.
He doesn't know the rules of football. You're meant to be suspended after a red card. That's the point of the red card. So Donald Trump, who I don't think has ever watched a game of football / soccer ever in his life, has found out that Balogun, one of America's strikers, has been given a red card, which means he misses the next game. And there's a girl I know who, she asked me when Kwanzaa was sent off the other night. I went, well, no, he misses the next game. And she went, oh, so England have to play with 10 men again? And I had to go, no. We still play with 11 men. You don't have the same, you can't play that player. So this is what happens in the World Cup. And it's quite fun because you get to explain the rules of football to people. It's just Donald Trump happens to be the president of the United States and also one of the most corrupt men who's ever lived. So him finding out about the rules is hilarious because he's going to try change them. Every man has been there where you're trying to talk about a sport you don't really understand. I love that Donald Trump, absolutely the fact that he's got Balogun's red card overturned. He's going to say that he's done so much for the African-American community now. We absolutely know he's going to be like, they say I don't help the black people, but I got Balogun's red card overturned. I freed a black man.
I love black men. I love them.
One of the things I love about this is, and I'm going to admit this, sports washing works, okay? This has been a great World Cup. It's been absolutely fantastic. As a British person who loves to shit on America, I'm going to admit your stadiums are better. The spectacle of it's amazing. And you were doing so well, America. You were doing so well. Foreign people are coming to your country, enjoying the culture. We're getting into it. We're having a good time. But you fucked it. You fucked it. Because sports washing works. Like I said, if North Korea held a World Cup and it was a good World Cup, would forgive the total control camp. Would forgive them. If England reached a semi-final at the North Korea World Cup, I would be like, well, look, maybe there should be pictures of Kim Jong-il everywhere. And if you do not respect it, you and your entire family would be sent to a concentration camp. It's a fair, you've got to respect other people's cultures. But what Trump doesn't realize, and what we don't realize about Trump is one of the most corrupt people who's ever lived. And that's like his thing. He's a dodgy businessman. If Keir Starmer got Kwanzaa's red card overturned, his approval rating would soar. Would go from singing Keir Starmer is a wanker to put that man on the £10 note. We're a fickle nation. So Trump, for me, if I'm American, this is good leadership. Do you think Trump gives a fuck about being openly corrupt when it comes to soccer / football? Do you think he gives a fuck? This man is mentioned in the Epstein files more time than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible. Do you think this even rates on anything that he's done? He's been to Epstein parties where they've had to summon Sumerian gods by sacrificing children. Do you think getting a red card overturned, he could give a fuck? This is one of the most powerful men in the world. He's done some evil shit, allegedly, before we get sued. But he is one of the greatest shit talkers of all time. FIFA is a great combination between one of the most corrupt men of all time and one of the most corrupt organizations of all time, FIFA, and just this meeting of pure corruption. And what I think's funny about this is, say this has happened during the Qatar World Cup, some sheikh had got like a Qatari red card overturned. We'd all be screaming about how the World Cup should have never been there. We'd all be screaming about it. But the fact that it's happened in the West, I think we as Westerners finally need to admit we're just as corrupt as everyone else. Could you imagine if this had gone on during AFCON, if an African nation got a red card overturned? We'd all be like, oh, what a dictatorship. This is why football isn't taken seriously there. This is happening in America. And the president is just coming out and openly bragging about how corrupt he is.
You know, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game. How do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So I asked for a review. I spoke to a man who's highly respected. You know, he really pushed it.
Do we think the guy who Trump has called has gone, hey, Donald, don't hold a press conference where you talk about me overturning the rule because you asked. You were meant to keep that quiet. I think he's talking about Infantino. I think you say Infantino, Gianni Infantino there. Whatever you think of Trump, I think FIFA needs to think about taking away the peace award they gave him. So funny that football fans were more up in arms about him getting a red card overturned. We're like, well, take his FIFA peace award away. I mean, I can look past him bombing a school and blowing up a load of schoolgirls. That, let bygones be bygone. But overturning a red card and ruining the sanctity of football, well, it's just unfucking forgivable in my opinion. Sure, you can start a war with Iran and be in files with a notorious paedophile. Once you besmirch the good name of football, well then, sir, you have gone too far. You're guessing Balogun. He's been sent off. Balogun's been sent off. Trust an American to find out someone with the word gun in their name can't come into the stadium and then they're trying to get it in. They heard the word gun and they were like, don't you take my goddamn gun away. That's what Trump does here. He just embodies America. Sneaking a gun into a stadium. That's what he's about. Doing some corruption and then holding a press conference to brag about the corruption.
If they beat us, we'll say I say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020. But
does anything sum up American sort of political infrastructure more than finding out they have to play by the same rules as everyone else and then immediately going, we're not going to do that, and bypassing it? Holding a press conference to shit talk corruption is one of the goated moves. Like, I'm a huge fan of it. This is up there with that clip of that African guy who goes, if I'm involved in the corruption, I will then defend it.
Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
And none of us can do anything about it. If Trump was like a Todd Bowley and owned a football team, he would be one of the most entertaining people of all time to own a football club, as he learns about the rules in real time as it affects his team. Would be amazing to watch. It's just Trump finds out about the rules of things while being the president of the United States. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know anything about the Constitution. He kind of finds out as it's going along, which I'm a big fan of. I'm a huge fan of someone just learning on the job, because they are not qualified to do it. He might have blown up a bunch of schoolgirls in Belgium this time. That seems to be his move. Just blow up school. I would not put it past him if he's just nuked Belgium, which, you know, fuck them. We're going to invade Belgium. They took it too far. This is why they lost that war to Iran, by the way, because he kind of found out in real time that Iran were going to put up a fight.
Biden was asleep. I got him to do it. In fact, it was very sad because I got him to do it.
Why is the shit talk? Biden, if the Democrats were in charge, Balogun would still have a red card. It's not the grounds to vote for somebody, but it kind of is at the same time. It's just, he just starts something and has no idea what he's doing and then comes out and just claims victory. And I'm pretty sure FIFA, like Infantino, will be looking going, yeah, Donald, like when you called me and told me to overturn the red card, I didn't know you were then going to hold a press conference and openly talk about corruption. If someone with a nuclear arsenal goes overturn that red card, what are we meant to do? What we're going to put sanctions against them? They lost 4-1. They went and lost 4-1. They were so close to like people rooting for them. But everyone I know has gone out there, has had a great time, said Americans have been great hosts. They've been so friendly. The Americans have enjoyed people from other cultures going over there and dancing with them, having a good time and experiencing what for me is the most important thing about the World Cup. You got people from different cultures and backgrounds, you come together. I go to England games. They're fucking fun. They get shit all around the world. They were so close to us. And at the last minute, they fucked it. To be this corrupt in real time is, for me, just sensational. I can't wait to see what he says about America losing 4-1. Lukaku did the Trump dance when he scored. Here's the celebration you got to do if you score against America. Lukaku doing the Trump dance. Hilarious. Do the aeroplane. Do the aeroplane. I thought that when Rapinoe scored against Britain and did the drink the tea celebration, I thought if England scored, do the aeroplane. Run into the goalpost doing the aeroplane. If you score against America, that's the celebration. As big as the problem is as Trump is for the world, you got to respect it. He is the greatest shit talker of all time. This just shows how much FIFA sucks. I think it shows how great football is that world leaders are getting involved to overturn red cards. I think football is all about the spectacle of it. I can't wait for people to now say, keep politics out of football. Keep politics out of football when politics has never been more involved in football. The President of the United States is getting red cards overturned. Mossad are currently threatening members of FIFA's lives. They're going to be doing honey trap. The CIA capturing members of FIFA, making sure they understand to have this red card overturned. And that's why the World Cup is the best thing ever. And best of luck to England v Norway this weekend. This is what this is all about this weekend, being English. We've spent months complaining about flags going up, and now everyone is going to be wearing a flag. It's going to be people who keep shouting theories about white people being replaced, the great replacement theory, and in the 65th minute are going to be asking for Anthony Gordon to be dragged off so Marcus Rashford can come on. Football is about immediately becoming a hypocrite and changing the world and all of your opinions so it suits you, so you can win. And that's why I fucking love football. And that's why I love Donald Trump coming out, being one of the most corrupt men in the world, and then holding a press conference to brag about the corruption. It is the greatest game in the world. It is the greatest tournament in the world. God bless the USA. This has been The Steel Show.